The moment the lights dropped inside State Farm Stadium, something felt different. The energy wasn't just loud, it was electric, unpredictable, almost explosive. And when Bruno Mars stepped onto the stage and unleashed what fans are now calling his wildest dance ever, the entire night transformed into a cultural flashpoint. In a sold-out show in Glendale, Arizona, Bruno Mars didn't just perform, he ignited a stadium-wide frenzy. Fans screamed, jumped, and sang along as the global superstar delivered a high-octane performance that blended precision choreography, live vocals, and raw charisma. The concert, part of his ongoing The Romantic Tour, quickly became one of the most talked-about live music moments of 2026, with clips circulating across social media within minutes. The Glendale performance arrives at a pivotal moment in Bruno Mars' career. After years of dominating charts with genre-blending hits and redefining modern funk alongside Silk Sonic, Mars has entered a phase many industry insiders describe as his legacy era. While he has already amassed multiple Grammy Awards, record-breaking streaming numbers, and global recognition, this tour signals something deeper, a deliberate return to live performance as the core of his artistry. Recent months have seen Bruno Mars double down on stagecraft. Insiders close to the production reveal that rehearsals for The Romantic Tour were unusually intense, with Mars reportedly spending weeks refining choreography down to the smallest detail. "He treats every show like it's the Super Bowl," said a touring choreographer who worked on the Glendale performance. "There's no autopilot. Every step, every pause, it's intentional." That level of precision was fully on display in Glendale. During a mid-set transition, Mars launched into a dance sequence that blended old-school funk footwork with sharp, modern hip-hop movements. The routine escalated quickly, building tension before exploding into a synchronized performance with his band, the Hooligans. The crowd reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Fans didn't just cheer, they erupted. "It felt like the entire stadium lost control at once," said one concertgoer. "You could feel the floor shaking. Everyone was screaming, dancing, filming. It was chaos in the best way possible." This kind of response is not accidental. Bruno Mars has spent more than a decade crafting a reputation as one of the most complete performers in modern music. Unlike many of his contemporaries, he insists on singing live while executing demanding choreography, a combination that remains rare at the highest level of pop performance. Music critic Alan Reyes described it as a disappearing art form that Bruno Mars has single-handedly kept alive. The Glendale show also highlights Bruno Mars' evolving influence on American pop culture. His sound, rooted in funk, soul, R&B, and pop, has inspired a new generation of artists to revisit live instrumentation and performance-driven shows. In an era increasingly dominated by digital production and viral moments, Mars continues to emphasize musicianship and stage presence. "Bruno Mars represents a bridge between eras," said music journalist Carla Bennett. "He channels the showmanship of artists like Michael Jackson and Prince, but packages it for a modern audience." What we saw in Glendale wasn't just a concert, it was a statement about what live music can still be. Beyond the spectacle, there are also quieter, less visible stories shaping this phase of Bruno Mars' career. Sources within his creative team suggest that the singer has become more involved than ever in every aspect of production, from lighting design to setlist structure. This hands-on approach reflects a broader shift toward artistic control, a move that many top-tier artists pursue after reaching a certain level of success. "He's not just performing anymore," said a longtime collaborator. "He's directing the entire experience. The visuals, the pacing, the emotional arc, it all comes from him." That emotional arc was evident throughout the Glendale performance. While the high-energy dance moments dominated headlines, the show also featured slower, more intimate segments that revealed a different side of Bruno Mars. During one stripped-down performance, he addressed the audience directly, expressing gratitude for their support and reflecting on the journey that brought him back to the stage. Those moments of vulnerability added depth to an already dynamic show, reminding fans that behind the polished image is an artist who has navigated both immense success and personal challenges. It's this balance, between spectacle and sincerity, that continues to resonate with audiences across generations. The impact of the Glendale performance is already being felt beyond the stadium. Within hours, clips of the dance routine began trending across platforms, with fans and creators attempting to replicate the choreography. Industry analysts note that such moments are increasingly valuable in the digital age, where live performances can extend their reach far beyond physical venues. Moments like this drive the modern music economy, said digital strategist Marcus Lee. A single viral clip can introduce an artist to millions of new viewers. Bruno Mars understands that, but he doesn't chase it. He creates authentic moments, and the virality follows. Indeed, authenticity remains a cornerstone of Bruno Mars' appeal. Despite his global fame, he has maintained a relatively low-profile personal life, allowing his work to speak for itself. This approach contrasts sharply with the hyper-exposed nature of many contemporary artists and has helped preserve a sense of mystique around his persona. As the romantic tour continues, expectations are only growing. Fans are eager to see whether the Glendale performance will set a new standard for the remaining shows. Early indications suggest that Mars has no intention of slowing down. If anything, he appears to be pushing himself further, both creatively and physically. For the music industry, this resurgence of performance-driven artistry could have lasting implications. As streaming numbers plateau and touring becomes an increasingly vital revenue stream, artists who can deliver compelling live experiences are likely to gain a competitive edge. In this context, Bruno Mars is not just succeeding, he's leading, he's raising the bar for everyone, said Bennett. If you want to compete at the highest level, you have to think about the full experience. Bruno Mars has been doing that for years, but now the rest of the industry is catching up. Back in Glendale, as the final notes echoed through State Farm Stadium and the lights slowly came up, the sense of having witnessed something extraordinary lingered in the air. Fans filed out, still buzzing, still replaying the night's most explosive moments on their phones. For many, it wasn't just another concert. It was a reminder of why live music matters, why, even in a digital world, there is no substitute for a shared, electrifying experience, and at the center of it all was Bruno Mars, an artist who continues to evolve, surprise, and redefine what it means to command a stage. If the Glendale performance is any indication, his influence is far from fading. In fact, it may be entering its most powerful phase. As the tour moves forward, one question remains: how does he top this? If history is any guide, Bruno Mars is already working on the answer, and it will likely leave audiences just as stunned, just as breathless, and just as hysterical as that unforgettable night in Arizona. What makes that question even more compelling is the pattern Bruno Mars has followed throughout his career. Each era not only builds on the last, but often surpasses it in unexpected ways. From his early breakout hits to the global dominance of 24K Magic and the critically acclaimed success of An Evening with Silk Sonic, Mars has consistently demonstrated an ability to evolve without losing his core identity. Industry insiders believe that evolution is far from over. There are growing rumors that Bruno Mars is quietly developing new material behind the scenes, potentially blending the live, high-energy elements of the romantic tour with a fresh sonic direction. While no official announcements have been made, the Glendale performance has only intensified speculation that a new chapter could be on the horizon. He's the kind of artist who doesn't move unless he has something meaningful to say, one producer noted. And when he does, it usually shifts the culture. For now, fans are holding on to the memory of that night in Arizona, a performance that felt less like a stop on a tour and more like a defining moment. And if there's one thing history has proven, it's this: when Bruno Mars sets a new standard, the rest of the industry doesn't have much choice but to follow.